All right, what's next?
All right, this one's a bit of a weird one.
Well, this is definitely a you topic.
Yeah. So I used to be a
CM Punk. I saw this.
Oh yeah,
CM Punk.
I used to be a massive. I still am, kind of. I dip in and out.
But you were Ruthless Aggression era, weren't you?
Oh,
I was Attitude.
was you? Oh yeah. No, I was a
4
little
years
bit
older
of
than you,
attitude.
innit?
Yeah,
So
I was a little bit of attitude era.
I was through and through Attitude era.
Yeah.
Ruthless Aggression, I is when I started to tap out a little bit.
Yeah.
I used to catch up every now and then. Ruthless, like the eras were owned by different wrestlers, right? Attitude, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
There's no two way about it. You could almost argue Stone Cold and The Rock, but it's Stone Cold. Stone Rock seeped a little bit into Ruthless Aggression, but then he was getting so big and he had that medium period, which is all about him, SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's not an era, but he had the show based around him. But then you had Ruthless Aggression era, Cena, king of that era.
Yeah.
Right? We're in the PG era now.
I think
Reigns.
Yeah. Oh, Reigns. Yeah.
It's Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Between PG and Ruthless Aggression, Lesnar. But CM Punk was one of those guys who was, how can I describe him? He was almost like you see how Stone Cold was, where he had the up middle finger attitude to like everybody
The establishment.
the establishment.
Yeah.
CM Punk is that guy, but remember it was scripted with Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Like he had that attitude. He brought it to the table and then he rode with it afterwards. CM Punk had that, but that was being him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the whole pipe bomb. Do you remember that?
I remember that so well. Yeah.
So, like, this is great. Anyway, CM Punk, WWE star, makes shock return at Survivor Series. They say it's a shock. I saw like hints of this coming back recently.
I think it was Survivor Series. Yeah, it was in Chicago, so there was like hints of it. But he was with AEW.
But yeah, he got let go of AEW. I think it was August.
Yeah.
Let me see. He was with So CM Punk. Does CM stand for Chicago Made?
Yes, it does.
Chicago Made, yeah?
Chicago Made, yeah.
All right. This guy is live, die, Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? Same way that Bret Hart, live, die, Canada. Edge, live, die, Canada. Yeah. Right? Some of these men live, die, like Austin, live, die, Texas. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they love, Chicago love Punk. They had Survivor Series at Chicago on Saturday night. It looked like a dope enough event. They had 2 returns that day.
Did they?
Yeah. But one overshadowed the other, obviously.
Yeah.
So CM Punk obviously came back and it was big news for everybody. Especially because 10 years ago, CM Punk did the pipe bomb where he was exposing the business and how he was saying how he wasn't looked after, the storylines were terrible. He was talking about Triple H. He didn't call him Triple H. He said, I'm talking to Triple H, you as Paul Levesque.
Yeah.
Right? Not Hunter Hearst Helms. I'm talking to you as the man that you are. You are an a-hole. You are this. He was basically exposing the business for being how terrible it actually is.
Yep.
Then he obviously gets fired, kicked out. Do you know how they kicked him out?
Who, Punk?
Yeah.
I know the story of when they did it.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like,
They fired him.
Yeah.
Sent him a letter
Yeah.
saying he's fired on his wedding day.
Oh yeah.
So we got the letter while he was getting married. They sent him a letter, so you could understand he was doubly annoyed.
Yeah.
Right. But that's how they dealt with him. That pipe bomb was huge when it happened. I wasn't even watching deeply back then, but that pipe bomb, crazy.
Yeah.
Right. It transcended like WWE because it was like, wow, this guy's really exposing what's going on.
Yeah.
As a company. Anyway, for him to come back as Triple H, show me that picture. That picture was epic. You got to drop it onto the screen fully, bro. There you go.
There we go.
Him and Triple H. Triple H elaborates on negotiations to bring CM Punk back. Calls it mighty cold day in hell.
Cold caption. That's so sick.
Yeah. Say again?
That's a cold caption because those two notoriously like hated each other, as you said. So like it's great.
They hated each other. They really did. Like the idea of it being a mighty cold day in hell, they're saying, I'll only ever come back when hell freezes over. It's that mentality. Yeah. And evidently it did. Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, you got to give him credit. That man, he's one of the best people to take over WWE.
100%.
Because he knows the business. He's been in the business since the 80s.
Yeah.
He knows what wrestling fans want. He knows what wrestlers want. He's actually done it. Like Vince McMahon, his dad was the original WWF owner.
Yeah.
Right? Then it went to WWF. And then Vince McMahon Jr., who we call Vince McMahon now, took it over and he made it more commercial. But he's not been a wrestler. He's known the business. He's not been a wrestler. H knows the business. He knows what the people want. He knows what the wrestlers want. So once you got the money, once you got the brand, and you now need someone to go, let me fine tune the business. H, 100%.
Yeah,
Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. So yeah, man.
he did all his he obviously did NXT, didn't he? I think he like sort of got that into.
Oh, that was NXT's his baby.
Yeah,
and look what that done. The stars that produced, crazy.
Yeah,
and also when it came to integrating women into the WWE so integrally, crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Like it shot off so well. It's like some of their fights have seen more numbers than any others. And that's because H has been the one that goes, yeah, whereas Vince McMahon has been like the old guy trying to hold on to the business in the traditional old way. He likes his wrestlers big and meaty and 7-foot power slams, suplexes. Whereas H can go, yeah, that's great, but I can see how high flyers are lovely. Daniel Bryan, he's a high flyer everyone loved. They tried to hold him back for so long. CM Punk, like he was somebody who everyone loved.
Yeah.
And he felt like H was holding him back. And to be fair, him and H had their little rivalry. So yeah, it's good that they pieced it up. Scroll down, let me see some more, just so I can just see if there's anything I've missed on that. That video, did you see the return?
Yeah, I saw it the other day. So sick.
The other person that came back that day was Randy Orton.
Oh, really?
You didn't even know, did you?
Didn't even know.
Bro, Randy Orton came back.
Yeah.
And then CM Punk returned.
Yeah. Wow.
No one, like Randy Orton has only been away for like a year and a bit.
Oh, come on. Like,
CM Punk's 10 years from WWE. They've seen him at AEW, but him at WWE, as soon as his music came on, the last time I saw an eruption like that, they call it a pop.
Yeah.
A pop like that where the audience go crazy, Edge when he returned at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, yeah.
That pop was insane. And because Edge's music, obviously, by Alter Bridge, Metalingus.
Nice, good knowledge, yeah.
So you can imagine when Alter Bridge, like their song plays, and it's, you think you know me. What? As soon as that goes, everybody goes insane.
Yeah.
So when Edge came back, and he had to retire from wrestling because he had fused neck injury because of all the spears he was doing.
Oh, really? Oh, right. I thought it was like something with his knees. I didn't know if it was neck.
No, bro. Imagine all the spears you have to do. So when you do a spear, and remember, it's like your shoulder. Yeah. So you run, you take someone down shoulder. Edge is not like a natural meathead. He's quite tall. He's quite slim. He's like 6'2", something like that, but slim.
Yeah, yeah.
You take your force of your body going like that. It's crazy. The only other person I know that spears like Edge that much is Goldberg.
Yeah, yeah.
And Goldberg spears, he's going through you because he's meaty. He's got traps that cover every bone in his body. Edge don't have that. So all of that spears, he had to get fusion neck surgery. So he had to retire in like 2012 maybe?
Yeah. I think
something like that.
Yeah.
I remember everyone crying when that happened.
Yeah, man.
It was so sad.
There's been a few wrestlers that do retire. They do manage to come back. Like Daniel Bryan had the same issue as well.
A lot of them do. It's because it's all they know.
Yeah.
It's all they know. I was talking to Kiri Pritchard McLean about this. Shout out to her, man, on her radio show. I was doing an interview this weekend. No, not this weekend, yesterday. And was talking, and she showed me about, what would you, like, so I think the question was about what would you do if you were doing comedy or other things that you can use. I said, I'll be honest. I'm in this so deep now. One, I love it. And two, I'm so deep, like 14 years in, there isn't another way out.
Yeah.
There is. Let me not say that. Touch wood, I never have to find that out. Touch wood, I never have to find that out here. But I never have to find that out. But I would utilize other skills, putting on shows, talking about comedy, like podcasting, producing. I would lean into this heavy.
Yeah.
Right? But there is other ways out for me. Why would I, if this is what I love doing, I'm not going anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Same with these man. These man only know, remember all the training they've done?
Yeah.
All the physicalities, all the way of like understanding how to read the audience, how to make sure you protect your opponents. All that, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, a lot of these guys don't want to go anywhere. Punk lives for this.
Yeah.
He lives for wrestling. There are some men that live for wrestling or in their tenure lived for wrestling. So yeah.
I have to be honest, I listened to the podcast he did when he first left WWE, and he started slagging off the whole company.
Oh yeah, of course you're gonna feel that way.
Yeah, about like how like the place is, like the ring's dirty, like there's people's blood on the canvas and stuff like that. How he caught some disease or something from it, and I was just thinking, like, I don't think this guy's ever gonna go back, because I feel like he had some serious hatred, like.
But look how many people had that mentality that left and were never gonna come back.
Stone Cold as well. He had
Stone Cold had that for a bit.
Yeah.
Stone Cold had that because of an injury, though.
Oh, did he?
He wasn't protected and looked after properly.
Oh, right.
He was always going to come back. Stone Cold could not leave and not come back, I think. But he had an issue with McMahon, but they squashed that, sorted that out.
Yeah.
Bret Hart was never, ever, after the Montreal screw job, never going to piece it up with these man. And now him and Shawn Michaels have a good relationship.
Oh, they're good now.
It took Shawn Michaels is turned Christian now, and he's not the guy he used to be. So it took for Shawn to go down the road of being a better person, because he's not like everybody hated Shawn.
Yeah,
it took for Shawn Michaels to become a better person, change his life, cut the drinking and the drugs and whatever out of it, and be more balanced, and then him apologize for things that had happened. You understand?
Apparently there was a rumor, I don't know how true this is, The Rock refused to work with Shawn Michaels back in the day, which is why they never had a match together, because I think like he upset his The Rock's mum or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but I think it's actually true when I think about it.
You can look that up, but I think it wasn't. There were people that that refused to fight each other. Like there were loads of people that never fought.
Yeah.
There's a channel that I used to be a part of, which is What Culture, and they have What Culture Wrestling, as you know.
Yeah.
Great for like content of like top 10 list stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if you go on their page, loads of these lists that I've seen had that, like,
top
wrestlers that didn't wrestle, and why. People that, like 10 people that Undertaker liked, 8 people he hated. No, but Undertaker was considered as the chief of the locker room.
Yeah.
If there was something wrong and it wasn't to go to management, Taker's the one who's the judge.
Yeah. Oh, I heard about like fights backstage, and that Taker would always be the one to be like the judge or
to deal with it.
Yeah.
Taker would be the guy as well who'd say, "Look, you did this. You're owed a receipt."
Yeah.
You know what a receipt is?
It's where like, isn't it where someone hits you in the ring and like they catch you wrong or something?
He might catch you wrong.
Yeah.
If you're throwing your punches too hard. I'll tell you who got a really nasty receipt, which I thought was dope.
Yeah.
It was Brock Lesnar and how can I forget his name?
Alcoholic?
No, Bronson. What's his name? Bronson.
Oh, that guy.
Tall, big.
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. Yeah. Not Bronson. Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Because he's changed his name again. Braun Strowman. Him. He threw his punches heavy at Lesnar.
Yeah.
Remember Lesnar's MMA fighter.
Yeah.
So Lesnar can take a beating. Lesnar was like, what? He gave it one swift ting to his chin, and it threw Braun to the floor. Braun Strowman is like 7'2". Yeah. Throwing him to the floor is not easy. But that was the level of receipt. All right, why did Shawn Michaels and The Rock? Here we go. Never really did business with one another due to some animosity. Yeah. If you ever noticed, when it was D-Generation X and Nation of Domination, it wasn't until Shawn was out of DX that The Rock, when he was part of the Nation, and DX started to really do matches.
Yeah.
When Shawn was in it, never saw The Rock doing anything there. But Rock was too young then. But as soon as The Rock got the mic, he became like the face of like the Nation after Farouk just couldn't match The Rock. But let's have a look. Why is it that he never... Scroll down. What exactly the two... Shawn Michaels didn't treat The Rock well in his rise to the top of WWE, but Shawn did that to everybody, so that's completely understandable. Keep scrolling down. You could see in his face. Look at that.
So he was an alcoholic at this point.
Who, Shawn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Shawn was... I don't know if it was alcohol, if it was other drugs. I don't want to put that on anybody, but I know he was having a rock star lifestyle, and he had to change that as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. Both Shawn Michaels and Triple H held intense dislike towards The Rock. Oh, according to Bret Hart in his autobiography, Michaels and Triple H held intense dislike to The Rock despite being bogged down by abysmal gimmick. Rocky Maivia was talented, and Michaels felt that he would take the place intended for his best friend Triple H. There was always that kind of energy where you felt like The Rock and Triple H. They're friends.
Yeah.
But back then, Triple H and Shawn Michaels would have looked at The Rock like, who's this black guy coming into wrestling?
Yeah, you
during
just know,
the time.
innit?
You could feel that energy.
Yeah.
Who thinks he is? And The Rock was like, he had it when he was younger. He looked good. He was third generation wrestler, not even second, because his father, Rocky Johnson, and his grandfather was Maivia.
Yeah.
That's why he got the name Rocky Maivia. His grandfather was a great Maivia. So he had 3 generations of wrestling. So you can imagine. I think his daughter, The Rock's daughter's wrestling now too.
Oh, really? The whole there's so much of his family in wrestling.
Oh yeah, all the Samoan family and stuff that you
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
4 generations that are wrestling. So you can imagine they're looking at him thinking, who's this superstar wannabe coming in? But he had it. And that was when The Rock wasn't talking, when he was Rocky Maivia. The moment he had the mic, gone.
Oh my God.
Gone. Nobody could talk better than him.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Him and Jonathan Coachman, I think, like, they were a great, like, or him and Michael, you know, when he just used to basically like, just like take the piss out of the announcer backstage.
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff, that.
The Rock, the car's getting into our wrestling bag.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my friend Sakisa as well. She just started, she's just recently, a few months, started a wrestling podcast. I need to get the name of that podcast. And she needs a big up. Her and the team that do that, the comedians that talk about podcasting, check that out when you can. Sakisa is Sikisa. She goes in when it comes to talking about wrestling.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. I have a love for it from a nostalgic era. She still goes to wrestling matches.
I respect
and
that.
She's even wrestled herself.
Oh, really? I tried a wrestling class. That was not good.
So I've done proper wrestling at school, grapple wrestling.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Not like the showboaty stuff where you see like, throwing couches and stuff, like grapple wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not fun for a lot of people to watch, headgear and everything.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But I was good at it. Here we go. I'm telling you, when it comes to The Rock, you gave him the mic, gone. Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask everyone else this, because I saw on Shannon Sharp, his podcast that he has, name's gone out of my head what it's called. He had Ric Flair on it recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Firstly, some of these older guys, Ric Flair is looking tender. And did you see McMahon recently as well?
Yeah.
These men are looking tender.
It's crazy.
They are looking so fragile. McMahon, I know, had some health complications. I hope he's getting okay. Yeah. But they're looking rough and tender. Ric Flair, on his Mount Rushmore, he put Taker, undeniable. He put Austin.
Yep.
He put Michaels. And I don't think he put Hogan. I think he put... Was it Giant? I don't think he put Andre the Giant. It might. I don't think it was Hogan. It may be. Don't quote me. But I know from the newer era, after his peak, not peak, but after him in his prime era, which would have been 80s, he put Austin, Michaels, and Taker. And there were a few people like, what about The Rock? And he never put it on there. I don't think he said anything bad about The Rock.
Yeah.
But The Rock wasn't on there. And I get it. So I want to ask you, your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
Oh, wow. Oh,
who's your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers? Who are your, let's say, top 4? We'll go top 4 wrestlers.
All right.
I'm saying it because I saw when Ric Flair spoke about it. I want to know what your top 4 is.
Oh, mine's hard because the era, I guess, I watched, but Stone Cold, Undertaker, Kurt Angle.
You said my goat.
Yeah, I love Kurt Angle.
Keep going.
One more, I guess. I guess it's probably got to be John Cena now.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know, The Rock or Cena. I think that's probably the 4th one for me.
And how are you measuring this?
I guess on like, I don't know how they made me feel. I guess I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Like I would always like stay out late to watch like The Rock's main event, or I don't know. Now I've got Triple H in my mind. Now it's tricky. There's a 4th spot I just can't feel. I don't.
Okay.
What about you?
Stone Cold.
Yep.
Taker.
Yep.
Everyone's Rushmore is going to be quite similar. I'm going to go all-rounder. I'm not going to just go on technical ability. I'm going to go all-rounder, which means I can't put... Angle's great, but I can't put Angle in there.
Oh. Yeah.
Because there's so many great faces and names that just give a different feeling of watching them wrestle. Taker and Austin are definitely two of them. I have to put The Rock. Just his in-ring ability was a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
He was good. He could do the business. He could sell as well. But my God, he could speak. Austin, Taker, Mankind, 98 Hell in a Cell.
Oh my God.
98 Hell in a Cell. When he threw Mankind, that made world news.
Yeah.
He threw him off of a Hell of a Cell and Mankind got up and then he threw him through the cell. And then afterwards he chokeslammed him onto thumbtacks, all on his back. Everyone tried to replicate that, but Mankind doing that. But as much, and I can't put Mankind on there because he's so dope, but Mankind was very good at being the pinata.
Yeah, the pinata, yeah.
Who's my fourth on that list? Because Taker, he had some matches. When I used to watch Taker versus Kane.
Oh, yeah.
Or Taker versus Michaels, or Taker versus anybody. And the fact Taker's persona, you believed he was the dead man.
Yeah. I even liked what do you call it? American
Badass era.
Yeah.
All right, let me go with who gets it after. I can't give you there's so many that can go in the fourth.
Yeah.
So many could go in the fourth. Who's going to be in the fourth of that? I'm not going to say Michaels. Michaels was dope, but I think I'm just missed the Michaels bit era.
Yeah.
I can't say H either. This is a tricky one. And I know some people don't care, but I don't care, you don't care, because I know that deep down inside there's a part of you that also loved a wrestler. I'm not going to say like Tasha Michinoku, am I? Well, Taka Michinoku, I'm not going to say... It's got to be someone who meant something deep to me at the time. I'm not even going to say Edge. Edge was ruthless aggression onwards to me. But Attitude Era... Oh, gosh. I can't pick Taker and Kane. It's Taker of the two for me.
Yeah, I agree there.
Rock, Stone Cold, Taker, and... Sheesh. This is going to be a controversial one.
No, I want to hear it.
Vince McMahon.
Wow, okay.
Not as a wrestler,
Yeah.
but as a heel.
Oh, yeah.
Vince made you hate him.
Yeah.
He was so good at being Stone Cold's heel, turning people against him, making the corporation.
Yeah.
Vince. I'm going to go Vince McMahon because without Vince, there's no Stone Cold middle finger up to the system in a way that he was. Nice. Stone Cold went one of the biggest things Stone Cold ever did was beat the boss up.
Yeah.
You have to have a boss that's so reprehensible that when Stone Cold beats the boss up, you're like, thank you. The moment he stunned him. Because I remember Vince McMahon brought in Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. WrestleMania 17.
Yeah. He brought in Mike Tyson. He brought in the corporation to stand around the ring when he was fighting Triple H or The Rock or whoever. And the moment Stone Cold looked at Vince and gave him that first middle finger, and then stunned him, the uproar in that auditorium. Yeah. And to build up that level of hatred is an art form.
Oh, yeah.
It's an art form. So I might give that for that era to Vince. Not as a wrestler, but as the catalyst that made Stone Cold be so loved. You had to be so reprehensible.
Yeah. No, that's a wicked
It's a tricky one, but do you see what I'm saying? No one's ever thought about that.
No, it's a very good point. Yeah.
And on technicality, and like the technical ability, Angle. Nah, I won't do that. Technical ability. In terms of wrestling technical ability, Angle, Bret Hart. Oh, it's hard. If Owen lived, I might have gone Owen Hart than Bret Hart.
Yeah.
If Owen lived longer and he was great, but he was always in Bret Hart's shadow. But Bret was perfect at his wrestling ability. I'm not even going to go as old and say Mr. Perfect because that's old going back Mr. Perfect. But I won't say him. Brett, Angle. Who else was technically fantastic? Go on, give me another.
I know one, but I can't say him because he's kind of dampened his
AJ Styles?
Nah. Oh, AJ Styles is a good one.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he was
Chris,
good.
oh, no. So I'll be very clear about this. Chris Benoit was a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah.
Doesn't excuse what had happened and what he had done afterwards. Like, come on, we're the Respectfully podcast, right? We're going to say stuff which is disrespectful. We can. That's not disrespectful. You said what you said. Like, he was a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah.
But his name is persona non grata at WWE because of what happened.
They took everything.
Everything with him on there because of what had happened. Took everything off there. Right, note that down because I said that word as well. But yeah, but as a wrestler, maybe Guerrero actually.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio. Do you know why I give Guerrero more than Mysterio? Guerrero had a bit more strength. Mysterio was a high flyer, still is. Right? But the Guerrero could pick up as well. I don't know. Who else would I say was great technically in terms of their wrestling ability? Angle was just high flyer, super strength.
Yeah.
Like, he would grapple you. He'd throw himself off the top of a cage.
Yeah.
He'd flip. He would pick. He could angle slam Big Show like it was nothing.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was crazy watching him do that.
Jericho?
Jericho's a great wrestler. And he was a great mic performer as well. War is Jericho. Raw is Jericho. I remember that when he came back. There were so many good wrestlers back then, but
yeah,
I can just hear like the women just like turning right off on this. So. Unless they're wrestling fans themselves. But the ones that are like Aurie, we like you because vibes follows you. They've now gone, we're dried up now.
Sorry.
Respectfully.